Hey! Oh, my shirt. Hey, family. Oh, God, how are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? It's very hot in LA. It's weird. It's hot and it's cool in LA. Who knows what's going on? Global warming. Gen Z, you better vote. How are y'all doing? Oh my gosh. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City didn't give me much. So we're going to spend a bit more time on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And then we're just going to quickly get to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And then we're going to talk about Cynthia's exit from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I would have put it in the title, but I just found out before I got on here. So, I mean, we kind of knew it was coming, right? Like, I don't think anybody was shocked, but it was still like, end of an era. End of an era. What's up, Shonda? How you doing? Hey, Candiace. Hey, Trixie. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes. I think I'm actually, although I still have a lot of winter candy apple and my peppermint lotion left, I think just for at least October and November, I think I might get one of those like pumpkin lotions, because I know I'm not a pumpkin girl. Like we could be real here. I am open and honest about it. I'm no longer hiding. I am a pumpkin spice hoe, right? When it comes to like the seasons, the fall, the seasons of fall, the same thing. When it comes to like, you know, the looks, the colors, the candles, the lotion and the body spray, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it, but I think I'm going to give it a shot. I think I'm going to give like a pumpkin lotion a shot this year. We'll see. We will see, but never a pumpkin body spray. I don't want to smell like a pumpkin. Yeah, no. I like pumpkin spice, but I don't want to smell like it. I'll eat it. You know what I mean? I'll luxuriate in it, but I don't want to smell like it. That's a different kind of smell to me. But yeah, I just got a bunch of pumpkin candles. So, you know, I've been doing my harvest haul. Oh, you know what? Do I want to do twisted peppermint? I'm going to do, yeah. Since I got winter candy apple on my hands, I'm going to do twisted peppermint on the body. Yes, we got a drench. Oh no, I'm running out, y'all. I wish I was ambidextrous. You know what I mean? Them ambidextrous people, y'all have it so easy. I could just do whatever y'all want with your hands. I got to think about it. Oh, we're almost out. We're almost out of twisted peppermint, guys. That's okay. I have 4 more left. I have 4 more left, girl. You won't catch me slipping this holiday season. Yeah, I like pumpkin spice in my tea. I like to make pumpkin spice waffles. Oh my gosh, I got to go to Trader Joe's and get me a couple pumpkins. Because all you pumpkin people who decorate with pumpkins, thank you, but some of us actually use them to eat. So can you save us some? Go get a fake pumpkin from Michael's. Why y'all using up all the pumpkins on your front porch or your terrace or your balcony? Leaving that stuff out there for crows and raccoons to eat and destroy the neighborhood. Get a fake pumpkin from Michael's or the Dollar General or the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store, whatever y'all got. Stop taking a real pumpkin. Some of us actually use them to eat with. I make pumpkin smoothies. I make pumpkin waffles. I make pumpkin soup. I make a lot of stuff with pumpkin. But it goes out so fast, I like have to go to like Trader Joe's and hoard them. Ciao. Because the mommy bloggers hog up the damn pumpkins. Hey, Bria. Bria said, hey, Nikki, it's been a while since I could join a live on time. So happy to see you and join the gang. Thank you so much. As you guys know, I'm going to be mixing up times for my lives. I like to keep the 12 p.m. because I think that's when a lot of us can join. But I also like to switch it up every now and again so that people who aren't able to do the 12 can, meet us at this time. I'm going to stay consistent with 12, but just every now and again, I might just start a little later just to give everybody, a chance. I'll just switch it up. But, we will stay consistent for the time being. But I just switch it up from time to time because a lot of people are not able to join us at 12 or at 2. So, hoping this helps. Hey, Tamika. Tamika said, hey, Nikki, haven't watched this episode yet, but listening in while getting these natural curls together, girl. I'm actually about to get these together. I just got my aloe vera leaf. I'm about to make my aloe vera hair mask that I wear on my hair overnight, and then it's going to be a whole process. I love my natural curls. I love the hair that grows out of my head. Oh, God. Shout out to the new people. I will be getting started in about 2 minutes. I'm going to go through the review. I will only stop to acknowledge Super Chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, and PayPals, which all of those are preferred. You know what I mean? I love my Super Chats. I will continue to highlight them. I'm not kicking the Super Chat out of bed, but I prefer a Cash App, a Venmo, or PayPal just because my pimp takes a large cut, okay? Y'all know who my pimp is. Oh, if you don't, my pimp is YouTube. If you don't, just so y'all know. If you don't, what's up, Virgo? Virgo said, I saw your comment on Cynthia's page, but I don't think she can ever be on Beverly Hills. She's my favorite, though. What do you think? Love you, Nikki. She absolutely needs to join Beverly Hills and help Garcelle. Absolutely. She absolutely needs to do that. I think she will work. Her and Mike live in the vicinity. She does not have to live in Beverly Hills because none of them have to do except for Lisa Vanderpump and Kathy Hilton. And Kathy is a friend of. Okay. I think she can do it. I would love to see her do that. El Michelle said Potomac was produced to housewife perfection. Atlanta did what it needed to do, right? Atlanta made Bravo what it is. We're not even gonna lie. Atlanta put Bravo on the map. They passed the mantle over to Potomac. Potomac is outperforming. Potomac is outperforming. This entire episode for me was like so nostalgic, right? Because this is how I used to feel watching Atlanta. This is how I used to feel. Like I would just be on the floor laughing. There were so many comedic moments. And I've always said that with the Black housewives, because let's be honest, nobody can touch comedy like Black people can. We're just naturally funny people. And I think it's just because, especially within the African-American community, on this land, we have suffered greatly, right? So a lot of our escaping in when we could not escape our physical situation, we turned to laughter and joy and made our situations bearable. That is why whenever Black people are on the job, we become instant buddies, right? Especially when it's like 1, 2, or like 3 of us, right? We all, unless it's, we know that there's always one, right? But, when kinfolk find kinfolk, we normally really use each other to just get by. And it's a lot of comedy throughout the day because there are so many things that we go through as people that if we were to give this mantle over to somebody else or to another culture, I don't think they could. And in this nation, I don't think that, excluding Native Americans, I don't think they could really handle it, right? It's so much that we have to overlook just to make it through the day. So comedy and laughter and joy is what we flock to because it's a coping mechanism, right? And when you have hundreds and hundreds of years of this coping mechanism down packed, you're bound to be the kings and queens of comedy. So we just find joy in every moment. And this is what Potomac was for me this episode. It's what Atlanta used to be. Guys, we used to be watching Atlanta crying, laughing. That's how hilarious Atlanta was every episode. And I think the ladies just got too big for their britches. And here we are with just such a sad show that's leaving space open for, people like Potomac who are outperforming everybody to come and take the mantle. Listen, they started this channel. They didn't start it, but they made this channel what it is. They continue to bring in the most viewers. They continue to, be the top show on this network, even when they don't do good. So that lets you know a lot about how they have been performing in their fan base. Unfortunately, they've lost their flavor. They've lost their essence. And I think Potomac found it. And I love it. I love it. I was dying watching this episode. Karen, for me, is starting to become what Nene was to Atlanta. Like, you cannot have any scenes anymore without Karen in it. Because if we did not have Karen being the comedic relief at this shade party, it still would have been funny. But the way it was edited and the way it was interpreted through Karen's confessionals and comedic genius. I absolutely enjoyed this episode. And, listen, Potomac is that girl. Atlanta set it up. Atlanta opened the door, right? Atlanta is the queen, right? But you can only reign for so long. Hello, Potomac. Hey! Wait, is it Nastia? Nasty guy. Girl! What's up, Nasty Gal? Oh, wait, what am I saying? Thank you for the super chat. Nasty Gal said, and Kyle will never allow a coalition to form other than the scissor circle click on that franchise. I don't think Cynthia will be able to join. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nasty Gal. Listen, let me just say this, right? I don't think that Kyle has the power that she used to. Here is why. Sutton and Garcelle trend every episode. This is what Nene's issue was with Kenya, right? She didn't like Kenya because Kenya for a long time on Atlanta was trying to be Nene's friend. But she would not grovel at her feet like the other ladies did because Kenya wanted to be an equal to Nene and Nene was not having it, right? So then Kenya decided, screw you. I'm not going to try to be your friend anymore, right? Now I'm going to be your enemy. Now I'm going to take your spot. So they just started going after it, right? And the issue that Nene was having was that she could not remove Kenya from the show. Why? Because Kenya was trending every episode. Still does. Even on episodes where she's in one scene, she trends every episode. So that's what I say to the people who don't like her. I'm like, she's not going anywhere. I'm telling you that right now. She's not going anywhere. As long as she keeps on saying yes to a season, they will continue to send her a contract because the girl trends every episode. And I'm telling you, social media makes a huge difference in how these network execs makes decisions. And every episode, Garcelle or Sutton, they're either trending at the same time together or they're trending at different times. Nobody is checking for Lisa Rinna. Nobody is checking for Kyle. Nobody is checking for Kathy Hilton. Nobody is checking for Erica Jane, and she has been the storyline of the entire season. Who is trending? Kyle, Garcelle and Sutton. And that's what the networks care about. So I don't care that Kyle is best buddies with the EPs of the show. Bravo, NBC cuts their checks, right? So at the end of the day, it's what the network wants. And if the network wants Cynthia gonna be on that show. So I think if it does happen, I think what'll happen is they'll probably have the network's PR team will probably put out a rumor that she's joining the cast, right? And test it and see how it's done. Like how they have these leaks with Atlanta, right? Which is oh, this is the new cast. Oh, she may be joining. Not necessarily. She's probably auditioning. They probably are in, talks right now, but nothing has been set in stone. But the PR team is releasing it out to the fan base to see, or the audience to see how y'all actually feel about it. And I'm telling you right now, a cast list was released and y'all were not hyped about it. And so I think that girl that was auditioning, I don't think that she got the part because y'all were not hyped. Y'all were not hyped. And I honestly don't think that Portia is off the show. I really, really don't. I think that Portia is holding out for negotiations. I think because she knows she's going to be the storyline, she wants a lot of money. And I think her and her agent and the network is going back and forth about what they will accept. I think that's what's happening right now. I don't think she's off the show. I think there's a holdout. Now that Cynthia made an announcement, it's obvious that she is no longer going to be a part of the show. I think, her saying after, after thinking about it, I made the decision to leave. I honestly think that the decision was made for her, but I don't think the door was closed. So I think if she will want to, she may pop up on Atlanta again, depending on how this season goes. But I do think there's a possibility for her to be able to make it in Beverly Hills. We'll see if they go for it. If the network goes for it, I'm telling you, if there's a leak that she's joined this cast, that she's joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I promise you it's from the network's PR team. And they want to see if you guys are going to eat it up. If you don't eat it up, that's it for Cynthia. But if you do, you know what I mean? Like you'll absolutely see Cynthia on All Stars. But, if y'all don't go up for this possible casting choice. So if y'all want your girl on Beverly Hills, do it. I know I'm going to be hyping it up. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait for the leak. If the leak comes out, I'm like, okay, they're talking. They're talking. This just may be it. I think she'll be good for it. And I think she'll be able to deal with women who are on her level. Not saying that the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies are not her level, or, I said I was going to talk about this later. I'm already talking about it. Anyway, not saying that the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies are not on her level and that they're above or below. I'm talking about energy. Cynthia is not a fighter. You know what I mean? With those Atlanta ladies, you got to be able to read. You got to be able to shade. You got to be able to get into it and then walk away. Cynthia is just not that person. So it always looked like when she would get into it with people that she was being bullied, because she's just not. She doesn't go back and forth like that. She's not about that life, right? That's not her. But she has a perfect temperament for Beverly Hills, because they don't do that either, right? They're a little, I don't want to say weak, but they're a little fragile. So she might fare better over there, especially with somebody like herself. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, thank you, Nasty Gal. I believe I got 2 more super chats, so let me get those right now. I got Nasty Gals. New Mommy D, thank you so much. New Mommy D said, Nikki, who do you think I have to write to switch Robyn with the Scala? I don't think you have to write anybody. A Scala's performance thus far, for me, solidifies that she's probably going to be a main. What do they hold in Potomac? It can't be cotton. No, it's not cotton. Oh my God, to have Black women holding cotton. My God, today. What is Potomac known for? Bleaching cream. I think she may be one of, I think next season she might be holding, bleaching cream next season. She's outperforming herself as well. So I think it's already in the bag for her. I think she's going to be a main cast member. Thank you so much, New Mommy D, for the super chat. Thank you so much. And let me get Johnny's acting channel, and then we will get started on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Johnny's acting channel said, hi, Nikki Queen, love. Love the look. Hi, Nikki Queen, love. Look, last night, Potomac reminded me of ABC scripted Desperate Housewives and how those women had us on the floor, and that's what that is. Absolutely, Johnny. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. These ladies, listen, they didn't come to play, and they deserve every raise they get because all of them outperformed. Thank you so much, Johnny. Yes, listen to El Michelle. Come on, El Michelle said, don't forget to like the video, y'all. Jimmy G said, I hope Garcelle and Sutton understand their power. I think they do now, right? You have to realize the show was filmed way before, like, when was the show? Last year, like, you know what I mean? So we're watching it now. They've already started filming for the next season. I think they know who they are, and the reason why I believe that they know who they are is because Lisa Rinna, every episode, makes sure that she likes comments talking about how Garcelle and Sutton think that they're the stars or whatever. So they're talking. That cast is talking about how, everybody is flocking to Garcelle and Sutton. If you don't believe me, just go check their likes, especially Lisa Rinna. Anytime somebody is tearing down Sutton and Garcelle and attacking the fan base for loving on them, she likes it. They know who they are. They have to know who they are at this point. They have to know. If they don't, somebody better tell them. Somebody better tell them so they can come back and run that show. Them with Cynthia, I don't think that Cynthia's going to like run it, but I think she's going to be support. And I think she'll feel more comfortable standing up to them because she knows she won't get much pushback. And the pushback that she will get, she'll get pushback that she can handle. Chocolate Capricorn said the best decision I ever made was to stop watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ratings down to the ground. You know what, Chocolate Capricorn? I will say this. What the hell is going on outside? The first floor, never again. Even when they've had low ratings, they've never gone under 1 million. That says a lot about that show. That says a lot about that show. They've never, since the show started taking off, had 700,000 viewers. It's always been, the lowest they've had has either been 1 million or, 1,000,001. Other than that, they're over. They're always over. They outperform. They are the bread and butter of Bravo. We got to put some respect on their name. They did go down the drain with how they started to act because I felt like they were, eating up the hype, but they still delivered. They still delivered to them views. We got to give them their flowers. Me too. I think she would be great. But I think what's going on with her and Bravo, I don't know. All right, while I get my notes, let's listen to my girl Shonda. She said, let's be social with Nikki on Instagram. She has my Instagram and my Twitter in there. I'm more active on Instagram than I am on Twitter. Twitter's be getting a little emotional. A lot is going on over there. Let me hit up my notes. Hey, ladies, if you really want to hit up style, just call back. What the hell are my notes? You know what was a movie that was not scary? It was hilarious to me. Malignant. Go watch that. That was a fun watch. It was such a fun watch that my mom and my sister, who does not like scary movies, watched it with me. It was a fun little watch. Jonas said, let's not act like Cynthia can't read down. She can. She got better over the years. She destroyed Phaedra at the Steven Severance reunion with a case. Yeah, she had to learn, but she got it together. I think she'll be good on that show. Stunning. She would be absolutely stunning on that show. I would love to see it. This was a great episode. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac. How was she throwing her out? Out of her home? We're on a driveway. This is public property. Karen was the star of this episode for me. This is how I know Gizelle is not right in the head. She threw her out of her home, but we're in her driveway. This is public property. This is what we want. This is what all of these housewife shows should be. And I'm telling you, I don't know if somebody from Atlanta came over here to Potomac, but somebody gave them the sauce. Somebody gave them the formula, and they are just delivering because we don't want y'all fighting every episode. This is what we enjoy. We can have a little serious moment, a little family moment. Give us some balance, but this, you got to stay consistent with this. Cameron was on one this episode, and I loved it. This was one of the funniest episodes in housewife history. I'm telling you, I was gagging. I was hollering from the moment it started, from Gizelle explaining the new renovations to her $900,000 tear down. From her chandelier. I think she's going to have a chandelier in the kitchen with her black and white floors that's going to coincide with her purple and silver dining room, and then, make its way into her pink, brown, orange, and yellow living room. Karen was right. Ronald McDonald. When they cut back to that at the reunion, I died. The editing was great as well. The editing was really, really great this episode. Because when Carrie was like, oh, Giselle's house, I'm telling you, Ronald McDonald. She's absolutely right. Because how do you have a purple and silver dining room and then you have a yellow, orange, and pink living room, and now you're going to have a black and white floored kitchen with a chandelier? What is happening here? Do you want to sell this place eventually, or is this a home that you want to pass down for generations? If so, do whatever the hell you want. But if this is something that you want to fix up and be like an investment property, you need to stop designing, Gizelle, and hire somebody to do it. How do you see this in Pretty Girl Syndrome? Wendy called it Pretty Girl Syndrome. Thank you, Miss GG88. Miss GG88 said, hey, Nikki, I'm late. So church finger up as I tip in. You know, I'm going to close my window because I don't know what the hell they doing out there. What are you rolling? As I tip. What time? It's 3:40. What the hell are y'all? LA, this is why I got to get out of here because don't nobody have jobs. Everybody home. As I tip on in, I went to get my groceries curbside from Target and missed the notification. Smooches, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for the super chat, Miss GG88. Thank you. That house, I'm telling you, we need a full tour because we only got like a quick tour at the end, and I don't know why. Maybe the rest of the house wasn't ready, but I just needed to see the foolishness up hand. So from, Gizelle renovating her $900,000 tear down to Karen acting like, Ray was actually cheating on her. Listen, when Karen was trying, like, Karen, I love you, but you gotta stop with this Ray cheating storyline. Nobody believes it. Not even you. Not even you. So she said that he had on his phone, somebody said, hello, handsome, or whatever. And she's like, you better not be cheating with me. He was like, I can't do nothing with them young girls. Karen, Ray doesn't walk anymore. He slowly shuffles. Who is he cheating with? You're safe. You're safe. He's not cheating with anybody, honey. Ain't nobody trying to get Ray. Like, you're good. You're good. Oh my goodness. You just swear people want your man like that. You know what? I kind of love it. I kind of love the delusion, right? I kind of love the delusion. It's actually a little cute. I know some of y'all don't like Candiace. I don't care. I love her. Here is why. Taste. Did y'all see her Mackenzie Child checkered teapot on her stove and the Mackenzie Child checkered picture? I'm getting that whole set. I am getting that whole set. I was literally just looking at it, on Friday? Because baby, oh, I'm not bringing that to LA. That's from my ATL home because, LA, we've been having a little rumbles. Okay, so I don't know when a big one is going to hit. And I'm telling you right now, if my Mackenzie Child's break, I'm going to lose it. If I spend all my money and get my Mackenzie Child checkered pot set and my checkered cup and glass and diningware set, and that breaks over here, the devil is a liar. I'm taking all my good stuff, all my good china, all my Lee Creuset, all of that is going to the East Coast. I'm not leaving it here. I would be a wreck, okay? Now you can shake up everything else, but not my Lee Creuset, not my Mackenzie Childs. But that's why I love her. She has taste. I say, Candiace, I knew you were my girl for a reason. What's up, So Seth? So Seth said, hashtag Team Wendy, hashtag Gizelle with her luggage. We will get to that. Thank you so much for the super chat, So Seth. Listen, Wendy was reading this episode. Zenwin was reading. Let's get into Candiace and her mother. Oof, get her off the show, girl. Get her off the show. So Candiace confronts her mom about her talking about her husband at the video launch or whatever. And I feel like maybe you had the conversation with your mom off camera and you two had already made up. So this is you confronting it on camera. Because I just felt like the way she embarrassed your husband, I would have been a bit madder at my mother, right? Not saying you got to disrespect her, cuss her out and get in her face and do all of this. But the way you went about addressing her disrespecting your husband, I felt was a little too soft. Because you kind of did it in like a joking way. Well, we need to talk about, some things that you had said at my, video shoot about correct. No. Let's talk, because what you did to my husband was extremely disrespectful. And if you cannot respect him, then you cannot come into his home. Like, this is the stuff that you need to do, right? So I'm thinking that maybe they made up, because it just was not making sense to me how you were just so chill about that when you should not have been. So I feel like you guys are just doing this for us on camera. Anyway, she talks to her mom about how she didn't like what she said about her husband or whatever. And then Chris comes in, and then okay, Candiace's mom was wrong, right? None of us are on her side with that. I don't know if I gave you this so step. Thank you. I don't think that anybody is riding with her mom on that. We all believe that she was wrong, but Chris, we're not going to lie, right? We're not going to lie. Because he was like, oh, she's never paid anything for me. She's never paid a bill that my name is on. Okay, well, maybe Candiace's name and her mother's name is on the townhouse, but you lived there in the townhouse, right? So she was paying a bill that benefited you, but your name just wasn't on the lease. So that's how you're getting out of the situation, to be like, oh, she's never paid for anything for me. But on the reunion, you said that you, her, and Candiace were paying for the townhouse. So she was paying on the bill for you, right? I mean, like, she was wrong, but we're not going to lie on the lady. You know what I mean? We're not going to act like she hasn't helped you guys. We're not going to act like, she wasn't fronting some of the bills. Like, we're not going to do that, right? We can call her out on her mess, but we don't have to lie on her. You didn't need to say that, because there's just way too many receipts of like Candiace talking about how her mom pays for a lot. And again, I don't got a problem with generational wealth. So there's no issue there, but let's not lie. Let's not lie. I was like, oh, no, she was paying that mortgage. She was paying that mortgage. Where's your rich white family, Chris? I'm so concerned about that, because Candiace's mother, I don't think it was this reunion. I think it was the reunion before last. I think so. Where she said that he comes from a wealthy family or affluent family. Where is their support? I need to know, because one, we never see them. We just started seeing his kids this season, but there's like, you don't have no family. No family to like, you struggling out, you trying to take you gig after gig. You know what I mean? You out here cooking and catering, and they're saying that it doesn't bring in a lot of money. Where are the affluent white connections? What is going on? Because did you get this owned? Like, we need to talk about it. Because when Candiace's mom said that he comes from an affluent family and that he doesn't need their help, where the money? Where the support? I've never seen a white man have to work this hard, especially an affluent one that comes from like a well-known family in Potomac, right? Why are you working so hard? I'm confused. Something is being left out. But anyway, Miss Mia, no judgment, because this is your first time on reality TV and you don't know how it works, and you don't know that it can be absolutely predatory. You're probably thinking of the opportunities that you can get from it. What you are taking them in stride, and you are doing a very good job by taking every opportunity that comes to you. I say all this to say you are interesting enough on your own, right? You and your husband, and the way you shade and mix it up and get in mess, although annoying, keeps the show going. You do not have to drag your mother through the mud to remain on this show. You know what I mean? Because now we've seen your mother twice, and every time we've seen her, she's been crying about her past. Like, I don't need to see you, rehash, her drug addiction and the things that she did when she was in the addiction that were poor decisions, and see her crying about trying to commit suicide. I just think that's far too much to give the audience. We don't need it when you're performing the way you are. So I'm hoping that next season, if you do decide to bring your mother on this show, that maybe you come in with a plan, you and her, of something else to talk about. Maybe it's about you reconnecting in a way, but I feel like every time she's on camera with you, she has to relive the terrible things that she has done to you, that you have then said that you've forgiven her for. So why are you dragging her like this on national TV? And I'm not saying that like this episode she was hard on her mom, but I just feel like every time we see her, I don't know. I feel like this show is probably pushing your relationship farther back, and you're not making the necessary leaps and bounds that you could make if you do not make her have to go through what she did every time she's on camera. Because what's going to happen is this show is going to come and go, right? It will move on without you. You don't know if you're guaranteed another season, but what is guaranteed is that the scars that you inflicted on the ones that you loved will still be there when this show is not. You're messy, you're funny, you're shady, you're mixy. You get into a lot of messes, a lot of disagreements, but you're also able to come back from that or let some stuff go or own some things. That's good enough for this show. Let your mama heal. Let your relationship heal. Like, I mean, oh my goodness, I'm like, her mother is crying again. My God, today, girl, did you forgive her or not? If not, okay, then we can talk about it. But Jesus. Mama is sorry. Okay. I mean, Lord. It would be one thing if it was like Ashley, right? Where she's trying to make a relationship with her father who does not want anything to do with her. You and your mother, you said you've made up with her and you guys are moving forward. But you can't move forward if she has to relive everything from like the freaking 80s and the early 90s every time she's in a scene with you. What you think that's doing to her? That old lady is crying about trying to commit suicide and failing at that. She said, I failed as a mother, and I also failed to kill myself. I failed as a wife. Like, she don't have to live through that. She's not getting a check for this show. You are. And again, I'm going to give it to you because it's your first season, so you really don't know. But I think looking back at this season, you're probably going to be like, you know what? We didn't need to film that, right? Be messier. But don't do that to your mama. Anyway, thank the Lord that Wendy and Karen are in a good place over these candles, because I feel like the cast in the show is trying to make it a problem. I think that Wendy has the wherewithal to know, right, that there's no way that Karen will be able to produce a candle in such a short amount of time. Listen, guys, I worked in marketing. I worked in production. I'm doing a lot of things for my own self at this moment. Creating products, pushing it out there, branding, and that is not an overnight thing. There's no way that from that meeting with Wendy, Karen was able to come up with a candle in this amount of time. It's impossible, y'all. It is impossible. So I feel like they know that, but maybe they're just playing it up for the show. But it seems like everybody really wants that to be an issue, but Wendy. Thank God they're past that. Anyway, I agree with the ladies, right? So Gizelle and Robyn are doing their podcast, Reasonably Shady, and they wanted to invite the ladies over to Giselle's place to launch it, right? So they send out this invite. Everybody, all the ladies get the invite, and they're just like, this is so unnecessary. Like, even Wendy, her confessional, she was just like, I thought we all made up. So who are the haters? Like, what is this? What are we coming to? So everybody is coming to this thing feeling like it's some kind of setup. And it actually was, because the invitation was nasty, especially after y'all just had this goddess lunch. And then the game was nasty. The questions were loaded. It's like, I'm telling you, every episode I get proof, or it is confirmed for me, that Robyn, Ashley, and Gizelle are the KKK Karens of this show. They are the KKK Karens of this show. If you watch them through this episode at this party, it was like they were gunning for everybody. And then when the tables were turned on them, they all played victim. It's like y'all created this event, sent out the nasty invite, brought everybody here, asked these loaded, targeted, nasty questions, and then told them they were being ridiculous for feeling the way that they felt about the nasty questions you asked about them. Freaking delusional. Like, they were gaslighting everybody at this party. And I was just like, y'all get away with it because you like. No way could Wendy or Candiace do this. No way. No way. My God, today you called a party to drag everybody and then got mad when the people you were dragging fought back and played victim. KKK Karens. My God, today they are the textbook Karens. Textbook. Anyway, so before we get to this reasonable shady game, the ladies arriving to Gizelle's home. Absolute comedy. Mia, oh, this is motel, Gizelle. This is why, Mia, this is what you need to do. You don't got to bring your mama on. You don't got to bring your family on and talk about everything that you went through. This is all you have to do. When you walked up, it was like, oh, this is motel, Gizelle. Comedy. That's where we need you to rest. That's where we need you to rest. Wendy, when she showed up, she was like, oh, where's the rest of the house? Black women. Where's the rest of the house? And then Karen, she shows up and she was like, wait. Where are we going to be? We going to be outside? Has everybody been COVID tested? Karen, did you think that COVID was in the lumber? Like, why were you asking if everybody was going to be COVID tested because Gizelle had a construction site? Like, oh my God, just their commentary that wasn't like the main commentary was hilarious. These ladies, they outperformed this episode. Anyway, so while all the ladies are walking up to Gizelle's construction site and making their little comments, we get a clip of Robyn. Every time somebody's making a comment about how terrible this pavement, this backyard, whatever this is, this construction site looks bad, you see Robyn swatting and catching flies. Like, this is why I was talking about the editing was so great, because the flashbacks were on point, and then you have this audio of the ladies walking up like, what is oh my God. And then you got Robyn catching and swatting flies. Superb editing. Superb. Anika T, thank you so much. Anika T said, so glad to catch your live. Never watched these shows. Only you. Love you in Delaware, fam. Love you too, sis. Thank you so much for the super chat. So anyway, while Robyn is catching flies, everybody's coming in. AR is sitting down. We get more footage of Gizelle's home. And Gizelle, what is going on? I don't know what is going on with the money, because the way this home was looking, I was just like, are you paying for these renovations by way of Klarna? Because it seems like you put a little down here and you fix one part, and then like you got to wait to get another check and fix another part. Girl, you don't have to do all that. You do not have to do all that. Please do not waste all your Bravo money trying to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with appearances. You did not need to buy this place. Your kids are almost grown. You know what I mean? Like, you could have got yourself a cute little condo and been okay. You're about to be an empty nester. You got like, 5 more years. You do not need this big home for these girls that, are getting older anyway. They probably don't spend a lot of time at home. You could have got a really cute 4 or 5 bedroom condo in Potomac or around Baltimore, Maryland, wherever y'all stay, for half of what you paid for this $900,000 tear down that you're putting additional money into by renovating and adding pieces and all kinds of parts to this home, when what you're doing to it is decreasing the value of it. So you're never going to be able to sell it for what you put into it. I'm not saying that, every woman needs a man to make these kinds of decisions for them, right? I am saying that Gizelle needs a man to make these decisions for the home. This is not smart. It's not smart. And I feel like if a dude told her that it wasn't smart, she would hear him, because she is making so many poor decisions with this home and her money. And I'm just like, from what I've seen, the only check that you have is this Bravo check, and maybe a couple of coins from that after show that is so poorly acted and edited. I don't even know if it's going to stay around for another season, but I feel like that's it. And I am in no position to count anybody's coins. I just feel like the coins that she's getting, she's throwing it away. And nobody that she would listen to is telling her to stop. Where's this money going? It doesn't look better. It looks worse. And I just don't think you have the coin to be thrown away like that, because I don't see you selling this home nearly for what you paid for it or what you put into it. I honestly am seeing maybe 600,000, child. Because when we got that full shot of her place, I was like, what is happening? It's not looking better. It's giving, cute trailer. It's giving Love After Lockup. Like I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. I don't see this being a smart decision at all. But it is giving, a little Klarna, a little Affirm, a little Quad Pay, a little, TJ Maxx layaway. Like, that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. Get a condo. Get a condo and sell that home for parts. Anyway, Karen, this is what I definitely want to talk about Karen. When Karen walked up, right, not only did she go to Gizelle and give her products from her line, La Dame, follow me, she gives her product from her line, La Dame, she highlights the candle, then she starts giving everybody in the cast something from her line, has Ashley smelling the candles, showing somebody the lotions and all of these things, right? What is she doing that is so smart? We all know this. Branding. She is branding and she is hawking her items to an audience of probably over 1 million people. Smart. Here we have a whole commercial where Ashley is opening the candle, smelling it, saying, oh, this smells fresh. Oh, wow. That's a whole commercial. A whole commercial right there with everybody opening her product, talking about her product and commenting her product. And then here we have an actual cast member smelling it, giving it great reviews. A whole commercial she got a whole commercial for her items, for her brand, for her company in this show. And she also got paid to do it. Smart. Because I was not thinking about no La Dame candles, but I can't believe that forehead convinced me that maybe I need to get a candle, because that was a great commercial. Did you see her face? Wow, this smells fresh. I was like, well, damn, I need a candle. Hate on her if you want to, but she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Bravo paid her. NBC paid her for a commercial for her product. That's why she's the only housewife in Bloomingdale's. Anyway, let's get to this reasonable shady game. So, the questions. Giselle and Robyn. How do y'all not know that y'all are evil? How do y'all not know this? Because y'all play victim so flawlessly and everybody eats it up. It is just mind-boggling how everybody eats up when you eats up your victim act. It is baffling. It's not surprising to me, but it's just like baffling that at your big ages, y'all can't see this. Anyway, so they play this game, right? But this reasonably shady game is targeted towards people in the cast that they don't like. Because Gizelle asked this question, is it reasonable or shady to hold a grudge against somebody after you've apologized to them, right? And she holds up her sign and says, shady. But are still holding a grudge against Karen after y'all made up at the goddess party, because earlier in this episode, you said you didn't want her using your restroom. And I think, to be quite honest with you, she didn't want anybody using her restroom because probably, things were not where they needed to be, or some plumbing or some issues like that. So instead of saying that, it's, I don't want anybody to come in and use the restroom because these women don't like me. What? Didn't you make up with her at the goddess party and said you want to move on? But it's shady to hold a grudge after somebody apologized to you. So are you addressing yourself, or do you think that you're addressing other ladies in the group? You owned your own self and you didn't even know that. You didn't even recognize that you owned your own self, because that question was directed to hurt Karen, but you outed yourself in that question. Then Robyn, I will not say hate. I strongly disliked Robyn's actions this episode, because we're playing this reasonably shady game, right? She asked this question. I think is it shady to get mad? Is it shady to ask questions to your friend who is changing their body after a blog releases cheating rumors about their husband? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then did you see her face after she said it? She read the question. Do I have a piece of paper? She read the question. Is it shady? I'm going to make it up. I'm going to paraphrase what she said. Is it shady or reasonable to get upset with your friend if she asks you questions to a friend who is noticeably changing their body after their husband, after cheating rumors are released about their husband on a blog? And look right at Wendy. Sick. Why were you so giddy asking that question? And then she packed it up the paper, looked right at Wendy. Evil, because you invited these people here to harm them, right? You invited her here. Y'all sat down and y'all made these questions because and how I know you made the question for Wendy is one, because it was very, very specific, but it was also how you acted and you directed it to her, right? So Zen responds back to the question. She doesn't give it any weight. She just gives her response to it. Robyn gets upset and starts yelling at her. Zen says, please don't yell at me. I'm not yelling at you. Robyn continues to yell and raise her voice. Zen says, don't yell at me. I'm not your child. Robyn, oh, you're such an a-hole. You're this and you're that. Why are you getting mad at her when you created a question for her, knowing you invited her, right? So you knew that you were going to take this dig at her after you all supposedly move forward. Then she gives you a response calmly, does not yell at you. You're yelling at her. You're raising her voice. Then you're calling her angry and all of these negative things about her when she's sitting there calmly telling you or responding to your question. Were you upset because she didn't give you the response that you wanted? Were you upset because she didn't break down under that question and get all flustered and walk off and fall apart and cry? So because she so calmly answered your question and did not appear to you to be affected by that targeted attack, you get mad, you get angry, you start cursing, calling her names, and now you're the victim. Who does that sound like? Who does that to us? Who does that to us? Who? A KKK Karen. A KKK Karen. It was plain as day. She got so upset because she could not shake her or break her, and then became the victim and started to be the one that was being attacked. How are you the victim? How are you the victim here? You set this woman up. And because she responded in a way that didn't give you the victory, you get angry, you get mad, you call her all these kinds of names and starts to try to paint her as an aggressor and you as the victim. Absolutely evil. I will say Gizelle is shady and messy, but she's shady and messy in a way that I can take on this show. Robyn is going into dangerous territories for me. Real dangerous territories for me, because even throughout this, right, I can still laugh at Gizelle, right? Because Gizelle, when Mia and Candiace was going through it, Gizelle was just making these comments. Well, that was a little shady. That was like, no, I don't think you had all that. Well, it was outside. It seemed a little low budget. Like, that's something that I could take, right? Because that right there, say what you want about it, it's comedic genius. It's funny. It gets the show going. She's producing a bit. I can take it. What Robyn was doing to Wendy, triggering, very triggering. Because Wendy was sitting there chill. And because she could not break that woman, she got angry at her. And all of a sudden, you're the victim. Oh, I'm tired of you. I'm done with you. No, you're being an a-hole, Wendy. No, because that's not what I'm saying. Oh, Wendy, please. Why are you so mad? You set her up. Like, you set this whole thing up. So why are you mad? She should be mad at you, right? Why are you so angry? I bet you and Gizelle was having a good laugh and a kiki when y'all was creating these questions and y'all was laughing and having a good kiki about how Wendy will respond to it. So why are you so angry? Because it didn't go according to plan. Because you ended up looking like the fool, not Wendy. Anyway, throughout this, right, Wendy and Gizelle are going at it. Then Karen starts with her mess. Then Karen starts with her comedy. And she's like, I'm feeling lightheaded. What was in that vaccine? Like, everybody is fighting. Everybody is fighting. And Karen's just like, something going on. I feel like I'm about to pass out. And nobody is listening to Karen. She's like, oof. Passing in and out. And nobody is paying Karen any attention, right? So everybody is yelling. And she's like, I didn't get vaccinated to sit here and fight with you ladies. And Gizelle was like, do you mean vaccinated? And everybody just had to break out laughing. Like, even the people who were fighting each other just had to take a moment and laugh. Because what, Karen? What? That whole moment. Because Gizelle was over here in the thing with Candiace and Mia. And she was like, what? Do you mean vaccinated? Oh, these ladies are good. Even when they get on my nerves, they deliver. They deliver. Let's get into Mia and Candiace. I'm no longer going to discuss how Candiace fights, right? Because I think that there are just people who just will never like her, right? And because I can deal with the fandom, because I deal with this all the time with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. There are, you can't say nothing about anybody. I can't disagree with Portia. I can't disagree with Kenya, because the Portia stands will come in and start all the fighting, or the Kenya stands will come on in and start all the fighting, right? So I'm fine with that. I understand that. The dislike of Candiace is very layered. It's very layered, guys, because the way this woman fights, we have seasons of proof. The way this woman fights is so understandable and reasonable. But for some reason, there's just a part of this fan base that wants to harm her. Like, whenever she defends herself, it's like literal, like, Black women and men and a lot of white people writing about how they want to, like, physically harm this woman, right? And it's so bothersome. It's so bothersome, especially when you see Black people leading that conversation and then non-Black people jumping on in it, and they are like high-fiving, talking about beating this Black woman up, and y'all okay with it? I wonder why. Listen, fight with the colorism demon that resides in you, not with me. So I'm no longer going to fight about, get into it or defend how she fights. Don't invite Candiace to an argument if you are not ready to go to war, period. Candiace is not somebody that you argue with. You just don't. If you have an issue with Candiace, you sit down and have a conversation with her. If you start here, she'll start here. That's the problem. Y'all don't, if y'all start with her here, y'all want her to meet you here. How? You're starting with somebody. You're coming after someone. There are no rules in a fight. We're at war. So if I happen to bring a gun and you bring a pocket knife, that's on you. Why is that my fault? Why is it now that I've gone too far? Okay, she started the fight with me. I brought a cannon. I didn't know she was just bringing hands. I still decided to use my cannon. You're in a fight. You're in an argument. Y'all are at war. There are no rules to that, right? So with Mia, and I'm going to say this, I felt like that was a little deep for me. You know what I mean? But that's me, right? Mia, it's brought up that the reasonably shady question that they're trying to go at Wendy because they're saying Gizelle and Robyn are saying that she was wrong for telling Candiace at her, video shoot that her mom was talking mess and that Mia was talking mess with her mom about Chris. I happen to agree. With that. Candiace disagreed. Well, okay then. Candiace disagreed and she defended Wendy. She said that Wendy was being a friend. And she turns to Mia and they start going at it about her talking, about her husband to her mother. And then Mia says, well, I didn't know that I was going to a low budget photo shoot. Candiace goes, my photo shoot wasn't low budget. Your mama is low budget. She made a your mama joke. Gizelle, you even said it. Gizelle said, I don't know if Candiace knows about Mia's mother. And I don't think that she does. They've never had a conversation. We've never seen them discuss it. Maybe she does know, and maybe that's why she went there, right? But I think that everybody who knew about Mia's mother felt some sort of way about that because that's where people thought Candiace was digging from. But because it's not fact, because it's not something that was just like, oh, well, now, Candiace, you know about Mia's mom. So that was a little, nobody said that, right? We didn't even get any confirmation from Candiace that she knew about the situation. If you take out knowing what we know about Mia's mom, it seemed like she just made a yo mama joke. Not a yo mama joke, but a yo mama dig, like we do, right? So they start going back and forth, and then everybody's just acting like everything that Candiace is saying is, just so low. But I'm like, I've never seen her start anything. And the one thing that I saw her start, I always talk about it. I always talk about that Candiace and Ashley did not have a problem until Candiace got mad at Monique because she made up with Ashley without informing Candiace. So Candiace held the attitude at Ashley that she had, that she was holding for her friend Monique. That is where she was wrong. Everywhere else, everybody has picked on her. These broads do not like the fact that she comes from generational wealth because they don't come from it. And even though they don't come from generational wealth, they have all had some kind of help. However, they are mad at her, or they were mad at her, or they probably still are mad at her because she was able to come into the room or already be in a room, right? Because of her generational wealth, she was already in the community. She was already in those rooms that they had to lay on their back to get into. So because of how they got there, instead of, dealing with, their own and their own personal misogyny or hatred within themselves, they deflect on her and get mad at her because she did not have to get in the same room as they did. So they pick on her. They try to talk about her and her mama. But if we get into how you and the other cast and their parents are, nobody has a better relationship. All of them are going through it with their parents. All of them have some kind of issues with their parents, but it's always good to pick that out with Candiace because none of them come from what she comes from. And instead of just saying y'all bothered by that because y'all wish y'all had that, y'all pick at her. And then when she fights back, it's too much. Oh, she went too far. Oh, she went too deep. How dare you? How dare you try to check somebody and tell them how they are supposed to respond to you? How I respond to your attack is how I respond to your attack. What I'm going to do is attack you in a way that you will never come for me again. So maybe it might be too deep for you, but you'll think twice before you come at me again. That's what I think that Candiace is doing. That's what I think she's doing. And the only reason why I think she gets a lot of the hate that she gets, because if you watch my earlier reviews, I was not here for Candiace's mouth either. But I also was not here for the ladies coming at her thinking that she just can't say anything, that she just has to sit there and take it and she can never defend herself. And if she defends herself, and if she defends herself on a level that they don't defend themselves, then she's gone too far. No, get your weight and your wit up. Learn how to read. Learn how to come back at people. Do that. Why I got to come down here and fight with you? You started with me, so that meant that you thought that you were on my level in an argument. Now, if you're not, shut up and leave me alone. But if you are, let's take it to the playground. But Candiace can't say that stuff. But Ashley can. Why is that? Fight with that colorism demon, not me. Thank you so much, Decon T, for the super chat. Decon T said, Dr. Heavenly is the queen of your mama digs, and no one wants to pound her head in. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the super chat. You know why they don't do that? You're never going to win an argument with Heavenly. You're never going to win an argument with Heavenly. Here is why. You will go back and forth with Heavenly. She will go back and forth with you, right? She will make up with you. She will apologize to you. And in that apology, she is still digging at you. But because it's so hilarious, because everybody is laughing at it, you can't get mad because then it seems like you're trying to drag it on. She is so good at that. I'm telling you, if you want to learn how to win arguments, watch Dr. Heavenly. A masterclass in it. A masterclass in it. She's so good. She's so good at this. Anyway, enough time on Candiace and the Mia issue, because this is what I like about Mia. Mia's able to move on. Mia's able to move on. There were a couple of things that were said about Mia, and Mia was like, oh, okay. Wow, that's how you feel? And then she's shady in her confessional. I know she's falling from grace for a lot of people, but I still think that she's a good addition to this show. Another good addition is Escala, because Escala is just like, you guys are saying these things to both Candiace and Wendy, and they can't defend themselves. And when they defend themselves, you're acting like they said something that was so terrible. And then Mia tried to pipe in, and she was like, Mia, don't do it. Mia, don't do it. What I love about Escala is that she gets the OGs together and she gets the newbies together, and she still is able to do it in a way that is reasonable and makes sense without looking like she's joining teams, right? She seems to be the mediator, like Mia was saying, but she seems to be a mediator with common sense, right? Because she's making sense. We're all agreeing with the sense that she's making, but she's also still gathering. And so you really don't know where Escala stands. What you do know is that she stands on the side of truth. And I like that about her. I really wish that Escala, Wendy, and Candiace would team up. That's my dream team for this show. That is my dream team for this show, because Gizelle and Robyn, you're just not breaking them up. You know what I think will break up Gizelle and Robyn? This podcast. Because nothing breaks up a friendship better than money or working together. Especially if y'all both toxic. So who knows? That might be the thing that tears them apart. But I don't need for Karen to have anybody, because for me, Karen is the queen of Potomac, right? And I don't really think she needs any allies. I think she just needs to, just be over here, but like, just having a good time talking to this one, having fun with this one. She doesn't really need any allies for me, but I would really love for Candiace, Escala, and Wendy to team up. I like them. I like that dream team. I really, really do. That would be interesting to see, but I don't know. And I don't want Mia to team up with anybody either. I think Mia and Karen can stand on their own and just make their way through the group. Because Mia, like Escala, will also check anybody in the group and not do it in a way to still save their friendship. Not saying that they'll cut people down, but they'll be like, well, this really didn't happen. This is what she was saying. And what you did wasn't nice. You know what I mean? Like, they call stuff out honestly. I like them. I like this whole cast, to be quite honest with you. But my dream team on this show would definitely be Candiace, Escala and Wendy. Zen Wen did really good this episode. Zen Wen was able to call out issues, deal with the issues, and walk away. She handled this really well. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because she got both Robyn and Gizelle rattled. Robyn and Gizelle rattled because Gizelle now tries to kick Wendy out because Wendy was, going back and forth with Robyn. Then Gizelle tried to jump in and she was just like, no, don't jump in this. And she got Gizelle together. And the only reason why Gizelle wanted to, I felt like the only reason why she kicked Wendy out was because Wendy was getting the best of Robyn. I think that because if it was any other situation and Wendy was like, not right now, I'm not on you yet, I'm not talking to you, Gizelle would have been like, oh, what I do? You know what I mean? She would have done something like that. But to go from, wait a minute, you're not going to talk to me like that at my house and then kick her out. I think she was trying to save face, trying to protect Robyn because Wendy was getting her together. Robyn was getting cooked. And I think Gizelle stepped in to protect her friend. And that's why she got rid of Zen Wen. But Zen Wen handled it. Zen Wen handled it. Escala had her back. She had reasonings. It made sense. I enjoyed it. I did. I really, really enjoyed it. What else did I want to talk about? Because I see y'all in the comments, so I want to get to what y'all are saying. Candiace, I caught that husband shade. Because while this whole fight is good, now Gizelle and Wendy are fighting as Wendy and Robyn are fighting. Karen, she jumps in and she's just like, well, what about the trip? Are we all going on the trip? And Wendy is like, what? Where was she? What vaccine did Karen get? Because it's just, she was not there. After she dropped off her gifts and her candles, she went somewhere else. Wendy was like, what? So then it turned into inviting everybody on this trip. Zen Wen, you were reasonably shady, okay? Because you're inviting everybody on the trip and then you point to Robyn and you say, yeah, and I would love to see Ray come. I would love to see you guys there. And then you point to Gizelle and you go, and I would love to see you there with your luggage. It was shady, Zen Wen, and what a way to end it. That's why you got kicked out of Giselle's $900,000 tear down driveway, because, you got the best of her friend, because Robyn couldn't say anything. Because even when Wendy left, she was just like, I don't know what to do with me and Wendy. Her saying that, not inviting me and Juan just proves that, she doesn't care for me or my relationship. How did you get all that? How did you get that out of there? And not the fact that she is treating you like that or getting back at you for doing what you did to her earlier in the day. How do you throw a rock, then hide your hand and play victim? Just like a KKK Karen. How do you throw a rock? You didn't even throw a rock. You threw a damn boulder at that woman in her marriage. And then you act like you're a victim. See how she's attacking me and my relationship? What did me and Juan do to her? Stop throwing Juan into your mess. That's why he don't come to stuff, because his wife is messy. You came after that woman. How are you the victim? You're not. You are not the victim here. Oh my God. And you can come with your luggage. Zen Wen, you're doing good this season. You're doing good this season. Her not inviting me shows me that she doesn't care about my relationship. Do you care about her relationship? You bringing this cheating rumor to the show as your storyline about her marriage. Is that something that a friend would do? How do you and Gizelle not see that what you guys did was wrong? How do y'all not see that? It's amazing. It is amazing. So after all of this, Gizelle takes the remaining ladies on a house tour of her home. Ronald McDonald. And normally I am not here for, children content on this show, but I did think it was a fun way to end this episode with Giselle's daughter, who has a terrible time driving, backing out Candiace's car so the other ladies can get out of the driveway, but also backing out and scraping up Candiace's car. I mean, you can't write this. This was some A1 comedy this episode. The ladies delivered. I have my critiques, but it's a good show and they deserve all the hype. That's all I want to say about this episode. Let's talk about it for about 10 minutes. And then let's get into a little bit of Salt Lake City because I'm just going to get into the, Meredith engaging because not a lot happened this episode. Let's talk about it. Let me put my timer on. Let's talk about it and strike it up. Because, why did I sing that with that melody? Is that what it's called? That melody. Hey, Phil, thank you so much for the super chat. Phil said, the ladies last night all deserve renewed contracts. Absolutely. However, Karen will be the worst of all time calling the boss. Gizelle is just trolling us now. I hope Karen left that in last season. Please don't do all that. I hope she left that until last season. I hated that she went to the boss about Candiace or anybody. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Phil. Giselle, listen, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that these ladies did. It's still a great show, and everybody delivered. Everybody delivered. Everybody delivered. They know exactly what they're doing. They deserve the raise, and they deserve the praise. Bravo, Potomac. Bravo. Hey, Porshecula. Porshecula said, just like Robyn came to defend herself in that Kangaroo Cafe against Ashley's words. How we forget. How we forget. Hey, Paisley Tree said, I just feel like if you attack Candiace the same way, she quickly transitioned to the victim. Otherwise, I get your point. I will say that when you come back at Candiace, that napkin comes out. That napkin comes out. Because again, I don't think that she is, I don't think she's built for that. Like how I say with Cynthia, I think that Cynthia moving on to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is a little better for her because that is her, that's her speed, you know what I'm saying, in conflict. I feel the same way about Candiace. I think that Candiace, spent a lot of her time going back and forth with like rich kids, suburban rich kids. You fight a little differently, and probably a lot of those suburban rich kids were not Black. So you fight a little differently. Inner city, middle class, working class sisters fight a little differently. And nobody's giving you any kind of pass when you come into the group and be like, oh, she's from generational wealth. She doesn't fight like the working class people. No. If you want to say something, we're gonna go after it. So I just don't think that is what she's used to, right? But I have to be honest with you. They come after her. I don't think that we can get mad at her how she retaliates because she would not have to retaliate if she wasn't being attacked. That's my thing. Hey, Chocolate Capricorn. Chocolate Capricorn said Candiace used to gather Gizelle her first season. She did. Dragged her about her house and her fashions to her face, and they did not like that. The whole cast didn't like that because, and this is all first season ladies have talked about this, they like to haze you. They don't, even if they don't like each other, they don't like new people coming in, getting anybody together. They are very protective of each other, even if they're like at odds, right? I think that was another thing that did not work in Candiace's favor with, her just not allowing them to bully or haze her. Same thing with Ebony. Ebony on the Real Housewives of New York. She was just like, these ladies had a problem with me because they could not haze me. I refuse to be hazed. And I think that's what's happening with a lot of these new cast members who are coming on these shows. They're like, that's the old way. We're not being hazed this season. It's not happening. We're equals on this show. I'm getting a check just like you for the same job. Let's go. And I think the OGs don't like that. So they try to give them a hard time and continue to haze them, but it's just not going to work. And I hope they let that go. It hasn't been successful lately. So just let it go. She does it. That's why you can't win an argument with her. Because you'll be in your feelings and she'll be over there laughing and cracking jokes with everybody. And even though everybody is agreeing with you, they're laughing because Heavenly is hilarious. She is good at it. Good at it. Me too, Lady Virgo. I'm ready for that. That's a good show. Jonas said, Candiace and Kenya are the smartest readers. That's why people threaten them with assault all the time. Absolutely. Just learn how to read if you can't keep up. Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely agree on this. I absolutely agree. Black Gal said, now everyone hates Dr. Heavenly because of her mouth. I love her because she truly represents how we argue in Florida. Yeah, I love Dr. Heavenly. That's my girl. Diva1675 said, I like Mia. I hope Ascala gets better by the end of the season and gets her champagne. Oh, they hold champagne flutes? I didn't know what they held. Thank you so much, Diva. Yeah, I think Ascala will be a main cast member next season. She's delivering. And she does it so flawlessly, Aaliyah. She does it so flawlessly. She's great. She's great. I am Team Ascala. I'm team the whole cast. Even the ones I have a problem with. Team the whole cast. Even the KKK Karens. They're Potomac. They're Potomac. They also represent a certain sector of the Black community. I like it. It's real life. It's real life. I loved Ascala's hair at the Goddess Party. She looked beautiful. I would like her to be a main cast member so we can see more of her life. Hey, Molly the Maid. Molly the Maid said Ascala looks alone should get her another season because Lord knows this franchise needs help in that department. And also money. Ascala gives me money. I don't feel like she's doing it to keep up with the Joneses. She gives me money. Hey, Ryan said, I wonder how Gizelle took Robyn's comment about her home. If she did have an issue with it, we'll never see it on camera. They have a good relationship concerning this show. Hey, Monique. Monique said, reducing the audience issues with Candiace to jealousy or colorism is crazy. As civilized and well-adjusted human beings, there are lines that we do not cross when we argue. Candiace is a child. I am not reducing the audience's issues with Candiace to jealousy or colorism. I'm saying that there are certain people who feel that way about her, who want to physically harm her, and who are high-fiving non-Black people when they come at her concerning violence is definitely rooted in jealousy and colorism. And I'm not moving away from that. As somebody who's dealt with colorism my whole life, I can see that demon from a mile away. So I'm not backing down from that. But I'm not blanketing all of the people who have issues with her concerning that. So if you needed me to clarify that is a clarification. But there are a lot of people who come after Candiace because she's a darker skinned Black woman, and we're not going to back up from that and act like that does not happen in our community and outside our community. I'm not going to gaslight my audience. Thank you, Monique. No, so Seth, don't say that. Oh God, I hope not. I hope it's not true. Because aren't we going to meet him next episode? I am Rachel said, I know you love Karen, Nikki. She's a flip-flopper. Absolutely. Absolutely, she's a flip-flopper. This is why I love Karen. One, I love how she uses this platform, right? But two, her and Gizelle make the show. You cannot have Potomac without Gizelle and Karen. They are two people, in my opinion, who would just be permanent. If you would ever mix the cast around, I would just imagine that they have the cast headshots on the board and there's like a crown or a bedazzled circle around Karen and Gizelle's headshots, and it's just like this is the holy ground. We don't touch them. So who is going to work best around them? It'd be ridiculous to remove one of them. If you're going to remove anyone, remove them both, but then you have no show. Gizelle and Karen are the show. I love them for the show. Definitely. She's an absolute flip-flopper. Hey, Drea, baby. Awesome said, I'm not a fan of Wendy, but I actually like her on the cast now. See, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to be a fan of everybody, but you like we got to acknowledge this cast is good. Even the ones you don't like. I don't really see it for Robyn this season. I don't really see it for Robyn this season. She's triggering me. She's doing some things, and I'm like, Robyn, not okay with it. But do I want her off the show? Absolutely not. She's good. She's good. Oh, yes, I missed that. That was a good read. That was a good read, because basically, if you're going to use that blog as a source about my husband cheating, then you having an STD is true, right? Because that's what they said about you. Maybe that's really the reason why Gizelle wanted her out of her house. Because I was like, STD? What? They said she got an STD? I bet you they said Jamal gave it to her. Ciao. Jonas also said, I like this whole cast except the filthy, oh gosh, and her predator husband. But this is the thing. I think Ashley should stay too. Ashley is good. Her and Candiace, if they could lighten up their beef, like with this episode, right? I felt like they were going back and forth a bit, but they kept it cute. If they could be baby Gizelle and Karen, if they keep it cute, if they don't get so involved and be like, this is show, we're giving everybody a show. If they can keep it there, they would be great, because I could handle this little banter going back and forth. Like, that was something else. Even Ashley was keeping it light. That I can take. I think she should stay. I think her husband should go, though. I think Ashley, hate her or love her, I think she's also a really good addition to the show. The husband, he makes me uncomfortable. And the more that he stays on this show, I think it kind of looks bad on Bravo, because every non-white person watching this show is like, there's no way any other Black husbands could have done that to cast or crew and still remained on this show. It's not a good look. I am Rachel said, Wendy is Nigerian. Nigerian women will effortlessly read you for filth. I think Wendy did a great job of handling that situation. And I was like, wow, flawless. Because not only did she handle it very well, she also was like real honest with Karen. Karen was like, how you doing? She was like, I'm good, but I got to get out of here. Because she had dealt with a lot. And she, sometimes taking a higher role is a bit exhausting. It takes a lot from you. But she did such a great job. When you have your person you're in a battle with unraveling, you killed it. That's why I never get into it like that anymore. Right? Because I realize when people try to come after you, they want you to have that reaction. If you're just sitting there chill, like, what's up? Why are you so upset? Let's just have a conversation. Why are you yelling? I'm not. You won. Hey, Diana. Hey, Queen Diana. Thank you so much for the love. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Diva 1675. Absolutely. I think you get on TV and you see some things, and although you try to be strong, people are making comments about your body and the way you look, and you're already going into it as a woman having insecurities about your body already, especially at that, having children. Yeah, you're right. Jimmy G said Wendy is talking about Fish Sneaks. Best Friend Forever's blog, all about, listen, say what you want about all about the tea, but these housewife shows are reading that blog. How can y'all read blogs? Not like blogs, but these gossip blogs, because y'all be sending me some links, and I'm like, how are y'all reading this? It's one, I won't say, because, I ain't trying to get it all mess, but it's one blog that y'all send me often, because they have tea, they be having tea. But just to, like, when you open it, it's so much going on. And then, like, you got to wait for the page to load because it's so much flashing. I'm like, who has the time? That's why I either go to People Magazine or OK Magazine, because at least they got enough money where they don't need 92 ads on one page, right? And there's no misspelling. That's the thing. If a blog and there's something up with the spelling, I'm like, nah, I'm not going, nah. I'm not going to take this T as Bible just yet. I know, we finally get the solid toss. It seems like that whole episode is going to be a lot. From the husbands to the ladies getting into it. Was Mia's husband a little intoxicated? I will say, he can't deny them kids. Especially that oldest looked just like him. Hey, Drea Baby. Drea Baby said, I did find it funny that Wendy invited Gizelle in her luggage and didn't even invite Robyn. And she has a man. Oh, and that Robyn was just so hurt. I'm like, how are you hurt? Do you know what you just did? Like, guys, even if you don't like Wendy, you gotta be honest. Robyn and Gizelle bringing this rumor to the show, you know what you're doing. You're validating something that's probably invalid and has no weight. But when you bring it from the blog to the show and you put it on national TV, we all know that a lie travels farther than the truth. And to do that to a relationship that already had so many struggles because their families do not like each other. That was just, she can't get angry enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, Wendy should be angrier because she's revealed to them that her husband's side of the family does not like her. So you're giving these people who do not like her, who is her family, right? Who affects her husband and how he feels. She even mentioned that he cries all the time over his family because he loves them and they refuse to be a part of his life because of Wendy. So to then give them this bone where they already don't like her, you're literally taking it off the show and going into somebody's life to self-destruct it. That's when they go too far for me, right? I'm like, keep it on the show. I said the same thing about Karen. Going to, the head of NBC about Candiace, low. Like, keep it on the show. Don't take it off of there. Because when you're taking it outside of work, it's going to get messy, because then what's going to happen is that person's going to be so angry that you blew up their life off the show. Then they're going to start doing stuff to blow up your life off the show. That's what started happening with Atlanta. And it's not fun to watch. It's not fun to watch. Crazy Homebody Girl said, I was out of it after my vaccine, second dose too. I just had to lay down. I didn't feel any sort of way. My arm was just really, really swollen. Really, really swollen. Hey, Candiace. Candiace said, I really hate it when women tie another woman's value to a relationship with a man. I absolutely agree. Women are not less than because they are single. That gets on my nerves. I agree. What's up, Shantavia? Shantavia said a few weeks earlier, Robyn was talking about how she was not inviting Wendy to her non-existent bridal shower and wedding, but now she's butthurt. Girl, bye. Like she wasn't attacking her. I could not believe it. I'm like, you are not the victim. You are not the victim. See what she said about that? That lets me know she really didn't care about my relationship. You're literally trying to blow up her marriage. After she moved on with you, you bring up this question and act like it's a game. Delusional. But you're the victim somehow. New Mommy D said, Juan ain't coming nowhere on vacation with Robyn. That's where his real lover draws the line. So many of you guys say that. Oh my goodness. I hope he doesn't have another woman. Come on, Juan. Miss Deisha 2020 said, remember many seasons ago when Ashley brought up rumors about Juan cheating? Robyn hated Ashley for that. Robyn, listen, if you hadn't watched this show from the beginning, let me tell you something. Ashley used to have Robyn crumbling in tears. And Ashley would be like, what I do? I just, said the truth. Robyn could not take Ashley. That's why she said it. I'll just be her friend and her ally instead of her enemy. Because I'm not going to be able to win. She used to have Robyn sick. Ashley was something else. Simply Simone said that reminded me of when Beyonce kicked Farrah out of Destiny's Child and told her they can send you your luggage. Y'all remember that on MTV? And after that, Farrah was no longer a part of the group. Hey, Love Like You Are. Love Like You Are said, plus, Wendy was also on Clubhouse saying that some of her husband's family members will be telling fake news to the blogs about them. And they knew. The ladies knew all of this. So to play in something so sacred, like, come on. Y'all can't do that to the other women and then get mad at the other, like when women retaliate and do the same thing to you. Robyn, you know you and Wendy would not be here if you didn't start with her. How are you the victim? I'm confused. Shed, they look just like her husband. The oldest has his teeth. They have the same teeth. I rarely see Mia in any of her children. It is all pop-up. I Am Rachel said, I'm sorry. Go after my husband and I will wait and jump you in an alley when you least expect it. Especially if it's a marriage you had to fight so hard for. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all cannot possibly be serious when Wendy gets upset with you guys. It's not making sense. Hey, Black Owl. Black Owl said, Wendy better get a stronger alliance because they will try to ice her out. Yeah, which is why I want her, Escala, and Candiace to link up. But Candiace, you're going to have to stay true to the alliance. You're going to stay true to the alliance because I feel like you really want to be accepted by the Karens. And I don't think you realize you never will be. But I just see you playing both sides. So I think the only person they will have to work on is Candiace. But I think that right there, that dream team, Escala, Wendy, and Candiace will be really good. Would be really, really good to see them all play off each other next season. Hey, Ryan. Ryan said they only dish Gizelle about her relationship when she comes at theirs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody is just going out of their way to go after Giselle's relationship. Nobody. They do that because Gizelle goes after theirs. What after show? Watch What Happens Live or the after show review? Which one, Yasmin? Because I saw a bit of Watch What Happens Live with Robyn and Whitney, and Robyn had got on my nerves so much this episode, I just couldn't finish it. Could not finish it. Hey, Anissa. Anissa said, I only been married 3 weeks. Congratulations. And I'm throwing hands about my husband, period. We right there with you. Congrats, sis. Hey, New Mommy D. New Mommy D said, if you constantly have something to say about my marriage, I'm going to tell you how your relationship doesn't work every time. You try my husband and I'm going to try your invisible one. Your luggage. Especially if you started it. You can't get mad at the person who is finishing the argument for you because you would have never been here. You would have never had your feelings hurt. You would have never had your relationship questioned had you not bothered them. What's not clicking? What's not clicking? Hey, Afro Curliton. Afro Curliton said, I feel like Candiace thinks she owes Gizelle and Robyn since they sided with her last season. I will agree with that. I don't think it's a smart move. I will agree with that as well. Wendy and Escala are a better match. Yeah. I hope they do something. Oh, the after show was on YouTube, Yasmin. Okay, I'll check it out. And then we'll talk about it next episode. We'll talk about it next episode. Let me get somebody who... Oh, yeah, we lighting up Anissa. Congrats, sis. I just got a strong urge to go to Marshall's. There's something there that I have to get. Because why is Marshall's calling me? There's something there for me. What is it? What is it, Marshalls? Is it something bedazzled? Is it something for the fall? Is it a Staub Dutch oven? What is it? Yes, thank you, Miss T. Miss T said you can't piss somebody off and then tell them how mad to get. It's the delusion for me. It's the delusion. Hey, Carmen Sandy. Carmen Sandy said on the Bravo YouTube, the women do an after show with Bravo producers. Had no idea. I told you, I just watch the people I'm subscribed to and that's it. I don't go searching YouTube for other content. Because I'm subscribed to like a lot of people and I have a lot of content to watch. I'll expand my my watch list maybe. I feel like that too. No, I wasn't talking about that. Wait, I clicked on Shad Pearl's comment. But you know what, JL? I'll accept it too. I'll accept it too. Let me get K Pratt and then Tracy, and then I'll get out of here because I gotta move on over to 90 Day Fiance. K Pratt said, ugh, on Watch What Happens Live, Robyn said people should give Erica even more grace. Ooh. I told you who she was. I told you who she was. Anyway, family, let me get out of here. Listen to our girl, Tracy. Tracy said, hey, Star family, please like this live. Let YouTube know how great Nikki is. Thank you. I love you guys, even the ones who disagree with me. I love you. Oh, Coos girly, I can't. We're never breaking up. Me, Marshalls, and Home Goods, never breaking up. You know what? I'm gonna get this with Jonas, and then we're gonna get out of here because the 90 Day Fiance people gonna cuss me out. Jonas said, "What was Candiace set supposed to look like?" She's a new artist funding her own music video. The best music videos are filmed in garages, alleys, parking lots, etc. Destiny's Child, Hold My Breath. Listen, lose my breath. Listen, she's not signed to anybody. She doesn't have music label money, so she's doing the best she can. She's doing the best she can. So, you know, you're going to get what you're going to get. You either going to beat it or not. I heard her album is doing pretty well. I like a couple songs. It's cute. It's fun. You know, I like the beat. I'm glad that she may possibly be. I'm not going to even say possibly. Cherie is coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, the way she's posting all over her Instagram, it's like, just tell us. Why don't you just say it at this point? But she's going to be back. I like her for this show. She's good. She's good. I like the beat. She is good. I did not talk about Salt Lake City. Hold on. I gotta move. Thank you guys so much. Hold on, child. Let me move. Oh my God, I did not talk about Salt Lake City. You know what? Salt Lake City was so boring. Like there was not a lot. But let me move. I was about to leave y'all. Y'all was like, wait. We didn't. Oh, I can move this to Twitter now. Great. Let me change the time of this. Ciao. Thank y'all for having my back. People who are in here for 90 Day Fiance, I moved it to 5:30. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about Salt Lake City. Thank y'all so much. Let's get into Salt Lake real quick. I got like, seriously, not a lot of notes for Salt Lake, but let's get into it. First of all, and I feel bad, right? But because of everything that's happening with Jen and her scamming, I look at things a little differently now. Like when she was talking to Lisa in this episode, and she kept on asking for Lisa's information, and Lisa was just like, what do you need my information for? And Jen is like, oh, because I want to take everybody ice fishing. And Lisa was like, yeah, but why do you need my information? Like, what do you need my information for like ice fishing for? And Jen is like, oh, because we're going to be on the ice and the ice is heavy. And Lisa was like, oh, okay. I'm like, Lisa, is that maybe why her and Lisa fall out in this season? Because it just wasn't making sense to me. Why you need, she was saying, oh, I need your ID. I need that. And she was like, why do you need all of this for ice fishing? I would love to talk to the ice fishing company that they hired, because I want them to let us know if they actually did need all of that information. Because if not, that whole cast is caught up in a little scam. That whole cast is caught up in a little scam. You may too be subpoenaed. Not gonna lie, Jen's impersonation of Meredith, spot on. Oh, she knows Meredith to a T. She needs to do more of that, because that was good. I was like, oh, not you having Meredith down packed. I'm not a grilled cheese person, right? Black, hello, African American. We don't do dairy. God just made our bodies differently. It is what it is. We just don't do dairy. It doesn't work for us. But Mary and her son, who got the tea on where they were eating at? Who knows what that cafe was? Because I don't care. I may be sick. I may have to take a laxative after, but I have got to try that grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know what Mary and her son talked about in that scene, because I could not take my eyes off of that sandwich. Was it brioche bread? Oh, everything. That is the best looking grilled cheese sandwich I have ever seen in my entire life. And I make a mean grilled cheese. With diet cheese, though. Oh my gosh. Oh, am I ever going to meet you guys? If we ever meet, I'll make y'all some diet grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh, I make them so good. I put basil, also known as basil, in them with some tomatoes. I sprinkle them with a little pink Himalayan sea salt and some crushed black pepper. I put mayonnaise on it, because you can't do butter because it burns the bread too quickly. And I put it in my little brioche bread, and I do this. That diet cheese melts. I use diet pepper jack or diet cheddar cheese. Delicious. But I will take one for the team, take one for the African American community, and try that grilled cheese sandwich. It looked delicious. It looked so delicious. My God, today. Let me know if y'all know where they were eating at. Let me know. Don't worry, F. Usher. I started late too. I was about to get out of here. Jennie. I don't know her husband's name, but Mr. Hot Husband, Hot Doctor. Hi. She doesn't appreciate you. Not saying that I will, because I was raised right. I'm not trying to break up nobody's home, but Jennie, stop telling us that he ugly. Anyway, before, right? Let me correct myself, because I was just like, you know what? If you and your husband made this agreement, before children even came into the picture, okay, you can't like make it seem like he's being misogynistic or, doesn't really love you if he doesn't want, the way you have been living or the agreements that you have made to change, right? However, Jennie had 9 miscarriages and 3 C-sections, and her doctor was just like, you can't do this to your body anymore. So this needs to be it, right? The husband, who's a doctor, knowing all the health issues that she could have, it's just like, yeah, I know all of that, but I want another child. I'm telling you, if men don't have anything else, they have what, ladies? The audacity. She had 9 miscarriages. She said that to him. He didn't even blink because he didn't care. He doesn't carry the child. He doesn't go through that trauma. And not saying that men do not also feel pain and hurt when they lose a child as well by way of miscarriage or just lose a child. But, I'm not saying that men can't feel that. But it's different when it's your body. And it's also very different when society teaches women that that's probably all they're good for, right? And when you feel as if the woman that you can't do that, like it's such a mind trip, right? And to look at your wife who tells you that she can't do that again, and say, oh, I hear you, but I want another child. I didn't like that, hot doctor. I didn't like that. I felt really bad for her in that moment. I was like, 9 miscarriages, bro. You lucky your wife is still here. You're a doctor. You know how dangerous just giving birth is. And then for this small woman, for her body to have to go through all of that to, let's be real, appease you, because it seems like, she probably at some point after at least one of the 9 miscarriages was just like, I don't want to do this. And probably was forced into, another child because of probably culture and pressure and things that she agreed to with him. But to look at her after she says that to him, he says, but I want another child. That was not a good look. And I hope you fix that at the reunion, because that's going to be brought up. That is going to be brought up. Now, Mary, I don't know why that producer who was in your confessional was being messy, but sis, you should not have taken that bait, because when that producer asked you about Meredith's fashions, because she was over Meredith's home because Meredith was showing some garments that she's going to have in her store. And Mary was over there looking at the garments or whatever. And the producer the producer said, so what do you think about Meredith's fashions? And Mary, what you doing all that for? You're in a sequence houndstooth. I don't even know what to call this. Is this a fedora? Is she wearing a houndstooth sequence fedora? You look like Dick Tracy on meth. How dare you try to come for Meredith's fashions? Oh, her fashions is it's Meredith. Ma'am, excuse me? Child cheese, you better go ahead on. You better go ahead on, Mary. You can read anybody else. Not Meredith on her fashions. Don't do it. Don't do it. So we have Zinwin on Potomac, and now we have Zin Jin on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Andy, I need a spinoff. Let's make it happen. I need a spinoff. Heather, I know because you didn't hoe it up as a younger person, you want your daughters to hoe it up, right? Did you ask your daughters if they want to hoe it up? Because you keep on trying to get your daughter to have this whole phase in life, right? Nothing wrong with a little whole phase. A lot of us, religious kids regret it. Hello. Everybody had a great time but me. It's too busy in Bible studies. Anyway, so I get it, right? But I kind of feel like you want your daughter to have a whole phase so that you can hear the stories about it and live vicariously through her whole phase because you did not have one. Because it seems like your daughter don't want a whole phase. It seems like she's fine with where she's at in her religion and with her boyfriend. But you just keep on pushing her into a train. And not the train y'all think I'm talking about. I'm talking about a whole train, right? It's she's chill and she's cool. I think you need to accept where she's at and be okay with that. Because I know you wish you could have done all of this stuff, but I think your daughter is fine where she's at. You're this close. You're this close to telling your daughter on camera that, when she gets to college, she needs to get a train ran on her by a whole football team. Just explore. Just see what your body wants. And I feel like you want a train run on you by a football team. Specifically one from the South. That's all black, right? I think that's what you want. But does your daughter want that, right? Let her go at her pace. Let her go at her pace. And your middle daughter, baby, child. What? That baby. She gonna tell you what's up. That little one gonna tell you what's up. So let's get to the ice fishing or whatever. Basically, Meredith finally engaged. And when she engaged, Meredith, I see why you disengaged a lot, because you're not used to engaging. So she sits down with Jen and all the ladies, and they finally get to talking about the stuff that Jen was liking. And like I told you, Meredith could not get angrier for me. Like I think she should be angry because, like she said before, her and Jen made up. They decided to move on. She said she was going to leave Brooks alone, and she didn't. She did not do that. She kept on liking stuff and retweeting stuff and going after Brooks. And then when Meredith confronts her about the stuff, she lies, right? So then Jen is like, well, so then Meredith is like, well, this is your Twitter. It shows that you liked it. And then Jen, instead of saying, oh, somebody else runs my Twitter, she's like, oh, no, that wasn't me. I can promise you it wasn't me. And Meredith is just like, why are you playing me, basically? Like, why are you in my face lying to me? So she just gets frustrated and she just blows up and she's like, I'm done. And I was like, oh, okay, this is why you don't engage. She is that kind of person who is quiet and chill. And then when they finally start feeling things and like, you know, reacting to stuff, it's the robotic part of them just disappears and they just become unhinged because the glasses were coming off. And I was like, oh, calm down, girl. I'm engaging. And everybody was like, oh, Meredith. Poor Lisa. Lisa was like, okay, hold on, calm down. No. And Meredith was just going crazy. And Jen, I'm not team Jen, but you know, I had to give it to her. She was just like, oh, it's okay. She's disengaging. Let her disengage. Jen, you're wrong. You should not have been acting like that when you were wrong. So everybody's trying to get Jen and Meredith to talk, but Meredith is like engaging and she's losing it. So you can't really, you know, talk to Meredith at this point. The glass is all over the place. Everybody's sliding on the ice trying to calm her down because you talked about her 22-year-old child. Will white men ever have to be adults? I mean, my God, today. My God, 22-year-old child. It's young, but baby, where? He old enough to die in a war. So anyway, everybody's trying to get the both of them to talk, right? Heather with her hot cocoa is like, Jen, come on, go talk to her. Go talk to her. Before Jen can even get over there to talk to her, Jenny runs up. Okay, do they even know you like that? Like, why are you even jumping into this? She runs up and she's just like, okay, she didn't mean to do it. And maybe you should just go talk to her. And Meredith, I guess because Meredith was still like, you know, engaged and like about to, you know, pass out. Cause I mean, she was engaged. Okay. I guess because Meredith couldn't like come down from engaging and listen to Jenny right away, something happened to Jenny. And I was like, who is this? What is going on? It felt very uncomfortable because Jenny, who has never talked like this before, was just like, well, you need to go over there and you need to talk to your friend because you two are... Jenny, what was that? Because I'm offended. What was that? It just came out of nowhere. Do you want to be friends with the... The neck rolling, the hands. What happened? Because I was confused. Jenny really confused me in that moment. I was like, Jenny, go sit down. Just go sit down. Because after she did all of this, Meredith didn't engage with her and was letting her know she liked homophobic things about my son. Who are you to tell? You know, finally. And I was like, you know what, Meredith? I'll let you get Jenny together because I don't know who this was. I mean, she went from Jenny to Janika in a matter of seconds, and I got a problem with that. You have had ample camera time. We ain't never see this chick because you need to go and talk to get. Sit down, Jenny. Sit down. So then finally, Jen comes over and she's been crying. Jen, you're a little manipulator. I'm telling you. She starts crying and Meredith is engaging with her. And Meredith was just like, I don't like, you doing that stuff about my son. And Jen is like, well, he was talking about my vagina. And Meredith was like, well, I thought we like got past that. We talked about it or whatever. You're doing stuff. This is what Meredith's issue is. You're doing stuff after we've made up, after we've talked about these things, after we said we would move forward. You're still liking and doing these things. And then Jen, because the vagina thing is not working, right? Trying to make, she pulls so many cards. My God, today. Trying to like pull a misogyny card now. It's just like, oh my goodness, he was misogynistic against me. This man was talking about my vagina. Because that wasn't working anymore. Then she starts crying and saying, well, what about my kids? And Meredith, who was engaged, was like, what about your kids? And Jen couldn't say anything because she didn't think that Meredith would ask her about the kids. So she's just like, well, my kids had to hear about my vagina. And Meredith was like, I'm done. I'm disengaging. I'm disengaging. And she disengaged and walked away. And poor Lisa was like, no, we can fix this. Wait, hold on. No, Meredith, Jen, it's not working, sis. When Meredith disengages, cut the cameras, the show is done. She's disengaged. So next week is going to be a bit more interesting. So I'm looking forward to that episode. But I think that Meredith and Jen are done at this point. I don't think there's going back. I think there might be forgiving, but I don't think that there'll be any friendship moving forward. Before I wrap this up, I left this out. Mary is so odd in such a good way, right? But Mary, I hope for your sake on this show that you have some receipts of Heather and Whitney being racist. Because if you don't have it, honey, you're going to be in hot water. Because you are on Twitter talking about how they are both racist white women. You ain't produced no receipt yet. You're going to have a problem. And I'm telling you that right now. Even though you're good for TV, you are odd. Like in this scene where you're talking to Brooks about Jen, and then you stop him and say, I need silence because I have to fart. I did not think that she was telling the truth. And then she passed gas, and I was like, oh my God. Did you stop them from talking so you can fart on Meredith's furniture, and Meredith and Brooks sat there and inhaled your fart, and y'all went on with the conversation? You couldn't excuse yourself to the balcony? She's so odd. She's so odd and so good for TV. I think you're going to mess up a really good check for you. If I was you, I would wrap that church up, because it seems like the board may remove you and your husband because stuff keeps on coming out about you two at that church. Wrap that church up and make yourself a reality TV show housewife on this show, so that nobody has to count your coins, so that you can live in crazy bliss, but calling your co-workers racist with no receipts. Gonna mess up a very good opportunity for you, because we ain't seen nothing yet. And if you're right, I'll come back and we'll talk about it. But at this point, you're looking a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and not in the fun way that we like. That's all I want to talk about with this episode. What do you guys think? Oh, well, Misty started off. Misty says Jen is such a liar, she needs to go to jail. Oh my goodness. Miss T said it's Mary teaching her son how to pray. The way he looks at his mom is how we all look at her. Like, lady, what? I need you to be louder. Louder. He's like, no, I'm not doing it, Mom. Yeah, not a lot happened, but it was still a good episode. Because it made no sense to me. Why do they need all of that information for ice fishing? Huh? And Meredith, the fact that you kept on asking why she needed the information means you knew that it didn't sound right. Something about that didn't make sense. Yes, Star Family, please like the video. Please like the video, baby. African or African American? I don't know. Something up with our stomachs. We don't do it. We don't do it. Don't work. Don't mean we don't need it. Just don't work. Yes, thank you, Tracy. Shout out to the Nikki Star TV replay gang. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share the channel to your social media. Thank you. Yes, Cam. Cam said, leave your wife's body alone now. Absolutely agree. You know what? Mocha 2K said that sandwich did look good. Was it a panini or was it a grilled cheese? Whatever it is, it looked delicious. Please let me know if y'all are able to find out where they went, because I'm going. I'm not too far from there. Quick little 2-hour plane ride. I will go there for that grilled cheese alone, and I will get a hotel, stay for like 2 days, because that sandwich is going to have to pass through my system. I can't get on the airplane after eating a grilled cheese sandwich. The devil is a liar. Shad Pearl said Jennie and her whole family have been rehearsing for months. She's such a strict type A parent. I wouldn't put it past her. You know what? She does give me that she was looking for an opportunity like this for a while. She does give me that she auditioned with everybody else and didn't get picked, but she was available this season. I do get that from her. That aside, I love their kids, especially that little girl. But they got some good kids. They make some cute, interesting for TV children. I will give them that. Isn't his name Dr. something? She calls him a doctor. Jen calls her husband a doctor. She said, my husband, being a doctor, knows that my body is at risk. You know what? I'm not going to be the one to tell chiropractors they're not doctors. That was so stuff. That wasn't me. Child, you don't know who be in here. Let me say, the chiropractor start lighting me up. That was so stuff. Yeah, thank you. Crazy Homebody Girl said, I was like, do you want to adopt? No, then leave her alone. Absolutely agree. Candiace said, if my husband asked me to have a baby knowing it could kill me, I'm hoping this was storyline and not, what he really wants. I would smack the sugar honey iced tea out of him on camera. Ridiculous. Yeah, I just hated how he was unaffected by what she said or her thoughts on not having another child. Why do men do that? It seems like very late in the marriage, men all of a sudden want kids. Like when women are done, all of a sudden they got baby fever. What is that? Is it the fact that you see your wife getting, getting prepared to move to something else? Not like leave the marriage, but when women are starting to realize that they don't need to be at home watching the kids 24/7. You know what I mean? Is that what it is? It's like you can't keep her in the house anymore because the kids are a lot older. You got a 15-year-old now, he's going to be watching them kids, helping mama out a bit. Is that what it is? Because now she's on the show. She's going out. She's wearing pumps in the home that don't make no sense. She's wearing 6-inch heels in her kitchen and in the living room making dinner and doing science project with the kids. Girl, you don't dress like that. But, I just thought about that. I'm like, why? As soon as a woman is done, and it seems like, she's wrapping up, not being a mom, but being like mom to very small people who need her attention 24/7. All of a sudden you get baby fever. Not when the kid's about to go to college. Now you want another baby? What's going on? You want to keep her in that position. That's what it is. Dr. M said, also, I had my son 6 years ago and my body still hasn't recovered. The 9 months were okay, but labor almost had me done. Thank God for my nurses. As a doctor, I have forever changed the way I see things. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. M. Thank you for sharing that. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. Hey, Shakia. Shakia said they need to let Heather back in the church. She truly needs it. Like every episode, you're talking to them babies like, you can have an orgy if you want. I didn't do it at college. You can have an orgy as soon as you get there. Just, have me on the phone. Like, girl, let them live their lives. Ciao. Absolutely. Absolutely. But she said, I don't want to bring up Jeannie Ma, but she said she just want to, taste it, not date it, not marry it. I wouldn't play with it if I were you, because it seems like y'all taste it and y'all get hooked and be in some mess. Anyway. Yeah, she's Miss T. She is siding with her this season. I don't know what's going on, but she is Team Jen all of a sudden. Did you see the way Heather pulled that trout out of the hole? She even scared the fisherman guy. She was like, "No, I got it." Ah. He was like, "Oh my gosh, Heather, you are just so strong." I love Mary because this is the thing. Mary don't need this check. Mary does not need this check. If there is something that they are doing that she does not want to do, she will not do it. She will not do it. She's like, I don't need to be in this scene. I'm fine. I'm not going. Okay. Black guy, what's up? Said Mary said, I don't fish or sit on the lake. She was not entertaining that activity. And I hate that because I wish she would have come because she would have been fun. But I think she also does not like being around Jen. Oh, Thule Bakery. Thank you. Thule Bakery in Salt Lake City. Yeah, baby, I will be there. Oh, it's happening. All right, let me get out of here. Let me take two more. Thank you, so Seth. Let me take two more and then I'm going to go. Chad Pearl said Dr. Wendy also isn't a medical doctor, but she's still a doctor. Yeah, isn't somebody else a doctor? Dr. Umar. Shoot, I'm about to be Dr. Star. Shoot. Hey, JL said it seems that it's not that he did not care about her body. It gives excuses for a love child. Oh. JL, I did not know that that's the street you were going down. Wow. We're going to end with Cam Delete. Cam Delete said, so on Watch What Happens Live, it seemed like Whitney and Mary get into it. I'm excited to see what happens. Wendy made a comment about Mary getting annoyed with her this season. That better not be why you called her a racist, Mary. You better have some receipts. I'm telling you that right now. You better have some receipts. And we're going to end with Miss T. I'm disengaging now. I'm sorry, family. I got to disengage because, 90 Day Fiance is about to start. If you watch it or if you don't, stop by. We're going to keep this conversation going in a different way. Love you, family. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon. Tomorrow, I'm just going to do a batch chat tomorrow because there's no Bachelor in Paradise. So tomorrow's batch chat, we're going to talk about Michelle's men because her men were officially released. We're going to talk about her men and the possible women that will be on the new Bachelor season. So that's tomorrow's video. That's tomorrow's live. That'll be at 12 because there's nothing else really going on that day. So I'll put that up early so we all can watch it when you're ready. Anyway, thank you all so much. See you in 2 minutes. and the 90 Day Fiance live. Love ya. Bye. Mwah. Oh, Mary, you better have some receipts, girl.